Great. So we'll start with the points of power from the last chapter. Everything has a frequency. Everything. And whatever you're feeling is bringing everything into your life that's on a similar frequency to you. Life is responding to you. Life is communicating with you. Everything you see, every sign, color, person, object, everything you hear, every circumstance and event are on your frequency. When you are feeling happy and you keep feeling happy, then only happy people, circumstances, and events can come into your life. There are no accidents or coincidences in life. Everything is synchronicity because everything has a frequency. It's simply the physics of life and the universe in action. Think of something you love and make it your symbol of the force of love. Whenever you see your symbol or hear it, you will know that the force of love is with you. Place the force of love ahead of you in everything you do. Imagine each thing in your day going well and feel love inside yourself as much as you can. Before you do anything, ask questions every day. When you ask a question, you are giving a question and you must receive the answer. Harness the force of love to help you with anything in your life. The force of love will be your personal assistant, money manager, personal health trainer, and relationship counselor. If your mind is consumed with too many details, the details will distract you and pull you down. Simplify your life and don't give too much importance to the little. What difference does it make? The force of love has no opposite. There is no other power in life but love. All the negative things you see in the world are always a lack of love. Now, with the last and the final chapter of the book, the power and life. A human being cannot imagine not existing. We can imagine our body not being alive, but we simply cannot imagine not existing. Why do you think that is? Do you think it's a fluke of nature? It's not. You cannot imagine yourself not existing because it's impossible for you not to exist. If you could imagine it, you could create it, and you can never create it. You have always existed and you will always exist because you are a part of creation. There has never been a time when you and I and the kings gathered here have not existed, nor will there be a time when we will cease to exist. As the same person inhabits the body through childhood, youth, and old age, so too, at the time of death, he attains another body. The wise are not deluded by these changes. Bhagavad Gita, 5th century BC, ancient Hindu text. It's said that before being born into a human body, we had already taken 8.4 million births on this earth. We were different animals, we were different stones, different, all the existence experiences of plants, trees, stones, animals. After completing nearly 8.4 million existence on this planet Earth, we are now in a human body. And yes, human body was once there, and then it keeps reincarnating until, yes, you get to the final enlightenment or the moksha or whatever. A lot of religions have different names. And it's all the memories of the 8.4 million incarnations we've had before being a human life. They are all in our memory cells. The memory of each and every life is all there in your own subconscious mind. So, what happens when a person dies? The body doesn't go into non existence because there is no such thing. It integrates itself into the elements. And the being that is inside you, the real you, doesn't go into non existence either. The very word being tells you that you will always be. You are not a human being, you are an eternal being living temporarily in a human body. If you stopped existing, there would be an empty space in the universe, and the whole universe would collapse into that empty space. The only reason you can't see another being after they have left their body is that you can't see the frequency of love. You can't see the frequency of ultraviolet light either, and the frequency of love, which is the frequency they are on. It is the highest frequency in creation. The greatest scientific equipment in the world cannot even come close to detecting the frequency of love. But remember that you can feel love. So if there is someone you can't see anymore, you can feel them on the frequency of love. You can't feel them in grief or despair because those frequencies are nowhere near the frequency they are on. But when you are on the highest frequencies of love and gratitude, you can feel them. They are never far away from you, and you are never separated from them. You are always connected to everything in life through the force of love. What happens to the human body? Because all religions have different ways of doing the final last rites. But in all of the religions, your body is decomposed and is then merged part with the five elements that is there: water, air, fire, ether, space. you know so even if it's a Muslim that you are in the coffin, you're burying the body, or in Hindus or Sikhism you are burning the body gets integrated with all the five elements. Heaven is within you. All the principle of heaven and earth are living inside you. Morike Veshiba, 1883 to 1969, founder of the martial arts Aikido. Ancient texts say that heaven is within you, and what they are talking about is the frequency of your being. When you leave your human body, you are automatically on the highest frequency of pure love, because that's the frequency of your being. In ancient times, this highest frequency of pure love was called heaven. But heaven is for you to find here in this lifetime, not when your body dies. You are to find heaven here while you are on earth. And indeed, heaven is within you, because heaven is the frequency of your being. To find heaven on earth is to live your life at the same frequency as your being, pure love and joy. For the love of life, the question is not really whether or not you go on, but rather how are you going to enjoy it. Robert Thoman, born 1941, Buddhist writer and academic. You are an eternal being. You have all the time in the world to experience everything. There is no lack of time because you have forever. You have so many adventures ahead, so many things to experience, not just adventures on earth, but once we've mastered earth, we will begin new adventures in other worlds. There are galaxies, dimensions, and life that we can't even imagine now, but we will experience all of them, and we will experience them together because we are a part of creation. Billions of years from now, when we look out into creation for our next adventure, there will be worlds among worlds, galaxies among galaxies, and unlimited dimensions stretching out before us for all eternity. And so, do you think with all this that perhaps you are a wee bit more special than you ever considered yourself to be? Do you think perhaps you might be a little more valuable than you thought? You, every person you know, and every person who has lived have no end. Don't you just want to wrap your arms around life and say thank you? Aren't you excited for the adventures ahead? Don't you want to stand on a mountain top and cry out with joy, yes, to a never ending life? The purpose of your life. You have no cause for anything but gratitude and joy. Gautam Buddha, 563 to 483 BC, founder of Buddhism. The purpose of your life is joy. And so, what do you think is the greatest joy in life? Giving. If a person had told me 6 years ago that the greatest joy in life is giving, I would have said, that's fine for you to say. I am struggling to survive and can barely make ends meet, and so I have nothing to give. The greatest joy in life is giving, because unless you give, you will always be struggling to survive. Life will be full of one problem after another. And just when you think everything is going along fine, something else will happen to throw you back into struggle and difficulty. The greatest joy in life is giving. And there is only one thing you can give: your love. Your love, your joy, your positivity, your excitement, your gratitude, and your passion are the true and everlasting things in life. All the riches in the world cannot even come close to the most priceless gift in all of creation: the love inside you. Give the best of you. Give your love, because it is the magnet to all the riches of life. And your life will become richer than you thought was possible. Because when you give love, you are fulfilling the entire purpose of your life. When you give love, you will receive back so much love and joy that you feel it is almost more than you can take. But you can take unlimited love and joy because it's who you are. Someday, when men have conquered the winds, the waves, the tides, and gravity, we will harness for God the energies of love. And then, for a second time in the history of the world, man will have discovered fire. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, 1881 to 1955, priest and philosopher. You came into this world with your love, and it is the only thing you take with you. While you are here, every time you choose the positive, every time you choose to feel good, you are giving your love, and with it, you light up the world. And everything you can wish for, everything you can dream of, everything you love will follow you wherever you go. You have the greatest force in the universe within you, and with it, you will have an amazing life. The power is within you, the beginning. Points of power. You have always existed and you will always exist because you are a part of creation. You, every person you know, and every person who has ever lived has no end. To find heaven on earth is to live your life at the same frequency as your being, pure love and joy. The greatest joy in life is giving, because unless you give, you will always be struggling to survive. Your love, your joy, your positivity, your excitement, your gratitude, and your passion are the true and everlasting things in life. All the riches in the world cannot even come close to the most priceless gift in all of creation, the love inside you. Give your love because it is the magnet to all the riches of life. While you are here, every time you choose the positive, every time you choose to feel good, you are giving your love, and with it, you light up the world. May the power bring you love and joy for your entire existence. That is my intention for you and for the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you. When it's said that it's all about giving, so as we know, in this law of attraction, law of manifestation, or this power of love, everything is about giving, because whatever you give comes back to you. So that is what you receive. Life is an echo. So even if you are coming from a premise of not having enough, still it's about being on that frequency of giving love. Love is free. I mean, it does not cost anything. Just your intention has to be right. Otherwise, love costs nothing, no money involved. It just costs you a thought. But yeah, a thought coming from the premise of above the line feelings, positive feelings, and with an intention to do right, or to be love, or to feel love, or to be on that frequency. That's all it takes to give love. Nothing more, nothing less. So thank you so much, guys. We finally finished this amazing book in nearly a month. So great, and
Thank you, Arjun,
congratulations to all.
for all the effort and
Yeah,
taking
really.
these sessions.
Thank you.
Thank you. My pleasure. My pleasure. And thank you all for being in this lovely space and, helping us all clarify some doubts, sharing our own personal experiences and, getting onto a better space. I'm sure what we were a month back, and with the clarity and with the understanding of this wonderful book, The Power by Rhonda Byrne, things are on a different level. They will be, because the more you get knowledge or the more clarity you get, you start thinking, you start questioning. That is the shift in your awareness. That is the shift in your consciousness. So, with all this lovely knowledge coming, there will, or there has definitely been a shift in your overall journey, in your overall awareness, and in your overall consciousness. So, you need to take it forward, take forward this, whatever we've learned from this book, and, enjoy. And, you know, at the end of the day, what matters is you need to be consciously aware of everything that is happening around you, and come from a premise of love, come from a premise of positive feelings, of gratitude, and being consciously aware. Whenever you are in the negative, you can always snap it back. Anybody has any doubts, questions, any gray areas? We have 6 minutes, so I think we should wait, because since we've written that, we'll start the meditation at 9:30, 9:32. We'll wait for 5-7 minutes till the time we can see others joining in. Anybody wants to share anything? Yeah, Gopal.
Arjun Bhaiya, I just wanted to ask which will be the next book, if you have yet decided.
Honestly speaking, I really want to do Mirror Work by Louis Hay.
Okay, and that will be in January, somewhere in
Yeah,
January.
somewhere in January we'll figure that and we'll inform everybody.
How does this work? Because I have joined this session just now. That is the last one. How does it go on for a month?
What we do
Half an hour?
is we have a WhatsApp group. We'll send you the invite. You can be a part of that group.
Okay.
So this is the second book we are doing. The first one we did was in May this year only, and there was a gap of good 4-5 months. In May we did the book called The Magic by Rhonda Byrne. Okay. And this time we are doing The Power by Rhonda Byrne, which we just finished today. So how it works is basically it's a 1-hour session where we have the readings. It's generally from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Okay.
We just do the readings, some explanations, and then, if in case any doubts or any questions or any gray areas that needs clarification, so all of us can, contribute in terms of giving more clarity to the other person.
Okay. So are we supposed to go through the book before going on with this session, or along this session we learn and read the book?
We will be reading the entire book.
Okay.
So if you read it or if you want to read it, that's for your own
Hmm.
quest. But yeah, we will be reading the entire book, and we will be, stopping, and wherever there is something which needs more clarity, more explanation. So this reading is being facilitated by me and Ruchi. Plus, we do have a lot of other activities like meditations. If there is a nice YouTube talk, we share it.
Okay. Thank you.
I'll send you the invite. You can be a part of this WhatsApp group.
Yeah, I'll be part of the group. I don't know if I'll be able to manage from 9 to 10 p.m. I'm not sure, but I will try next time when
We
you do it
do
in
share
January.
recordings also. So if you want to go through this book, a lot of these recordings would be available on my channel on YouTube.
Okay, by the same name?
Yeah, by the same name. Arjun Soni is the channel. So
Yeah.
once you enter the group, I'll send you the link.
Okay.
I'll share every day's recordings are shared. So you can go back to the recordings also. This time I made sure that all the recordings are public so that everybody can see them. But generally, if you have the link, you can always see all the recordings.
Okay. Yeah. Take it. Thank you. So how does the meditation, can I participate, or it is a series of meditation that goes through? Because I'll be doing it for the first time.
Always a standalone meditation.
Okay. So I will wait for another few minutes, then you'll start with that, right?
Yeah, we'll start with 9:30. We'll start with the meditation. So another 2-3 minutes. So all meditations are standalone meditations.
Okay.
This one being a very, very powerful organ or body part healing meditation. It has been compiled by me and Ruchi from all the various meditations we've done with our professors and teachers. So incorporated from a lot from what we learned in our hypnotherapy or what we learned from other manifestation and law of attraction courses we have done. So we've given it one attempt of making our own meditations. Generally,
Okay.
we do a lot of guided meditations from others also, but yeah, there are a lot of meditations which we make ourselves and then do also.
Because I find it very, very difficult to meditate because I can't close my eyes. I find it very difficult to close my eyes. In any case.
So for you, I would suggest before you go to any meditation, just think that you are watching yourself on
Okay.
a TV. So there is a movie which is being played and you are watching yourself. You're not doing it. You are absolutely in full control of yourself, but you are watching yourself on a TV screen and the
Okay.
remote is with you. So if you want to change or flip the channel, you have that control to do it. So whenever
Okay.
you enter this meditation or any other meditation, come from this premise that you are watching yourself on a television and you have that remote and you have that control with you. Nobody else has that control. So
Okay. I'll try it today. When you start with it, I'll try doing it.
sure.
So we can be sitting on a high level sofa, or I had to be down
Anything. You can lie down
anywhere.
to this meditation. You can, do it comfortably sitting, whatever is convenient.
Okay. Okay.
Anybody wants to ask anything? Any questions, any doubts, any gray areas before we start with the organ region meditation, organ cleansing meditation? Just a glimpse about the meditation. Now, this meditation is about if you have any particular illness wherein a body part is involved, where you want to cleanse that body part, any particular organ, if it's there, like for diabetes, if anybody is suffering from diabetes and he wants to do that, so he can go for his pancreas and heal and cleanse the pancreas. Or if it's any other body part where you feel that there is an issue, so you can, do the cleansing on that particular body part. So whatever is there in your mind, you will get that hint with you so that you are able to work with that body part or that body organ in order to cleanse it so that it gets to a normal state of working.